All right, Miss Most Awesome, what do you have for the fine people of the everywhere?
How to talk about feminism and what it is.
That should be interesting.
And it was. And you have a question.
Yes, some poor child asked of the interweb, tragically, how do you use a book?
All right.
Let's go. Hello, Scout Francesca. How be ye?
Good, and you?
Well, thank you. Did you like the drama there?
Mm-hmm.
I always try and inject a little something for you.
Thank you.
Start things off with, a dramatic introduction.
Dramatic, yes. That's the word I used.
It's not traumatic, man.
Yes, it was.
No, it was traumatic, wasn't
Dramatic.
it? Well.
With a D.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was.
Off you go.
Today we're talking about feminism as a whole.
Uh-oh.
The reason I wanted to talk about it was...
You know why I say uh-oh, Irish?
Why?
Because nobody seems to know what this means.
Not anymore, no.
That's crazy.
Feminism is just equal rights. It's to stand up for what a woman is and the rights of a woman.
I agree.
That's what feminism is. There's this big controversy. I want to talk about two main controversies going on right now. One of them being...
But before you go, hold that thought.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree. So let's make that the premise of our entire discussion, right?
Yeah.
That for our purposes, we both agree that feminism should at its root be a belief that genders have equal rights, opportunities, and treatment.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Because to me, it should be that simple, but somehow it's not.
Yeah, it
All
is.
right.
So I really wanted to talk about these two main instances that have happened pretty recently. One of them was a couple months back. But the first one is insane. There's a woman on TikTok who's been just documenting her life. And what happened to be going on in her life was that she is moving, or already did, but at the time was moving to Afghanistan, I believe, to be with her husband.
Whoa.
That she met on Snapchat, and it only met twice. So she was giving away her rights to live with someone that she had met twice and had just married and hadn't seen in 2 years. So,
like,
that instance itself...
Had she researched that?
Yeah,
Did she know where she was going?
It was like a whole thing because people in her comments were like, are you serious?
Yeah.
And she was like, this is my decision. I love this man with all of my heart. You met on Snapchat.
Okay, and I don't disagree with you, but like running her down seems like low-hanging fruit. I mean, what? So she's...
But
I just want to be clear. So
she knew what she was doing, though.
Did she though? Like,
yeah,
did she realize that she realized that women have no rights in Afghanistan?
Yes.
Second-class citizens,
Yes.
no schooling for girls.
Yes.
No businesses for women, covered up in public, and it's
Yes.
okay to stone and beat them if they don't behave properly.
Yes. She knew all of this.
Wow.
Yeah. That's the problem. This is setting back women, especially young women that are on TikTok. It's making them think that this is okay.
Is
that
it though?
it's not that big of a deal. Yes.
But isn't that an outlier?
No,
like
I'm telling you in the comments.
Outlier?
Like in the comments, there's young girls that are like, I met my boyfriend on Snapchat too. And like, it's bad. It's the 10-year-old girls, 9-year-old girls that are on Snapchat or on TikTok thinking that this is okay. Well, I'm going to go add a random person on Snapchat too because maybe they can be my husband.
I mean, this is a common thing that comes up with you as an online person, that you are upset by the way people lead kids into stupidity.
Well, I know how it is.
That's a good thing. I'm glad you think that.
Because I was a young girl on TikTok. I was a young girl on, well, that's really the only one I had, but like...
Yeah.
I was a young girl on that app, and I know how easy it is to be influenced. Like,
yeah.
watching Charlie D'Amelio at 10 years old, thinking she was just the coolest person ever because she could wear crop tops and skinny jeans. Like, I know how easy it is to be influenced, and
it's impossible for parents to do anything. It's not like I wasn't paying attention.
And people are promoting these videos, sending that video to your friend to make fun of her, is giving her money.
How do you tie this in? Fair enough, but
because Afghanistan stands against everything that feminism is.
Oh, so huge, yeah.
Women like her that are promoting Afghanistan,
that are embracing that,
and exactly embracing that culture and embracing that ugliness, has a much greater effect on young women than you'd think it does, because that's setting us back, because we have women like that that are doing that.
That's
and
crazy,
just because it's 5, 10, 100 women in the world that are doing it, that's 100 too many.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Because those 100 women that are doing it are going to affect one girl. And
it's so hard for me to wrap my mind around that, Irish.
I know.
That a woman would voluntarily choose that lifestyle. Like, is she just... I mean, if you realize that there's no schooling, there's no businesses for women, no schooling for girls, like... that you're a second-class citizen, that you have to do exactly what you're told all the time. Like, why would... Really? You're going to volunteer for that? So that is definitely not on the feminist agenda.
No. And then the other instance I wanted to talk about that was a much smaller one, but actually I think might have had an even bigger effect on younger girls, was... I used to listen to that podcast when I was like 11, the LOL podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe that it went past 11, but
I think it was like 11 to 12. It was my peak listening.
Of course I remember. You loved it, those knobbers sitting around, the four of them.
Then things happen, found out they were all MAGA. Like, I didn't agree with a lot of their standings and their positions, so I just stopped listening to them. Oh well, whatever. A couple months ago, one of the main women on it, like 20.
Yeah.
They were having a conversation, and she goes, "I'm not a feminist. There, I said it." And everyone was kind of like, "Are you kidding me?" Because this podcast has girls anywhere from 9 years old to 13 years old.
Oh, yeah, like you said, you were...
every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Yeah, no, I listened to a couple with you as much as I could handle.
Yeah.
You loved listening to them sit around yakking about nothing.
Yeah.
Unlike the deeply philosophical and helpful nature of our endeavor.
Exactly. Her saying that is making young girls think that it's okay to think that way. And then people started commenting on her posts, and it's like, did your husband let you do this? Oh, did you choose to wear those pants today? Or like, did your husband let you post this? She can wear pants. She went to school. She went to college. She has a job. She has her own phone. She has her own bank account. She
should
can
have these
pay
things.
for exactly, because it's women. It's rights. Those are her rights to do these things. Of course. These are her rights. And feminists fought for her to have those rights. They fought for her to be able to go to school. They fought for her to be able to vote. They fought for her to be able to have a job, a paying job.
Long before there was a term feminist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so for her to shut all of that down in one sentence, for her to just sit there and say, "I'm not a feminist. There, I said it."
What is she saying, though? Like, I wish somebody would push her on that. Like, what does that mean? What is she saying? That she is, in her case, aren't they a bit right-wingish? So and conservative?
They are.
Like neo-Catholic, neo-religious. Yes. So isn't she sort of saying that the man has the right to make decisions, like there's certain decisions that I give over to the man?
That's exactly what she's saying. Yeah. She's saying that in
Which
her
is
mind,
definitely not feminist.
In her conservative mind, feminism is women being above men.
Oh,
that's what her, and I'm pretty sure that's like misandra something, or like that's just a completely different thing. That's not feminism. Feminism is equal rights. Yeah. Feminism is...
the opposite of misogyny.
Exactly. Yeah. Feminism is equal rights for all.
Oh, for sure. Definitely. That's why we established that, right?
Exactly. Feminism is having equal rights as man. And in her mind, feminism is when a woman has more power than the man.
Well,
But that's just as bad, because she's teaching young girls that
right.
there should be a man of the house, and that women just stay home, do the dishes while the man brings home the money.
Yeah.
Like,
which is ignorant too.
It is ignorant. And then you have young girls that are already susceptible to that, thinking, well, you know, if Kate from the LOL podcast says that men should be superior, then that's how it is.
But we have to also acknowledge that there are some ways of living that we disagree with that are completely agreeable to the people who do it.
Definitely.
So if a woman feels comfortable with turning her life over, if a woman is comfortable that the man makes the most of the decisions and she just takes care of the house and the kids, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Every woman doesn't have to be a feminist. It's a bad thing if somehow you're cajoled into it or brainwashed into it, or what your concern is that children are going to listen to people making foolish decisions and follow them into stupidity, then that's definitely a concern. But if somebody has a different set of values than we have, that's not a problem at all. Because definitely there are women who definitely have quite a nice life and are quite happy in you know, approaching life differently than we think you should approach it.
For sure there is. And I don't have a problem with her. If that's how she wants to live her life, that's okay.
For sure.
That's her right to live that life.
Yeah, exactly.
If that's how she'd like to live, go right ahead.
Yeah.
But my problem with that is that she's going on a podcast where they literally have millions of listeners, and she's saying just opinions that you should be keeping to yourself.
Dude, though, that's the internet, isn't it?
In the 21st century, you should not be talking about how a woman should be less than the man. You shouldn't be. You just shouldn't be, because women fought for that to be not the case.
Not just
for
women,
hundreds
man.
of years.
Lots of dudes fought for it, too.
For sure they did.
Yeah,
for sure they did.
There's lots of guys who are just as feminine, just as much feminists as any feminist.
Definitely.
Like, as far as, I mean, you go back to the turn of the previous century, in the early 1900s, when the suffragettes fought for the right to vote and things like that, right? There's been incredible women who have done incredible things to further, because it wasn't that long ago that women couldn't even vote. It was 100 years ago they couldn't even vote. Like, we've come a long way from a bunch of nonsense.
It's just, that's the thing, like, people were bringing up how she voted for Trump. She used her right to vote for Trump, the right that women and men fought for so many years. And then she goes on a podcast and says, I'm not a feminist.
So so this brings me to my issue at the start when I said, because it's like, what exactly is feminism? What is a feminist? that's why I wanted to make sure we had our definition clear at the start, because part of the problem is there's no consensus, right? I think that it gets, the waters get muddied sometimes because there's so many people that get in positions like she is in, and claim themselves feminists, and that make everybody think, so a feminist is this. It's a woman who's just going around wearing pants and yelling at everybody. Or a feminist is somebody there's conservative feminism, where there's people who espouse that, well, a proper feminist is somebody who supports equality but criticizes feminists who are victim focused or as overreaching or something like this, right? There's different, like, it becomes this thing where all of a sudden you say, I'm a feminist, and it's like, whoa, don't point that at me.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be. It shouldn't even need, it should just be, I believe in equal rights, but we can't have that because we're just so collectively stupid. Yeah. So we do have this term feminism, right? And so if you're trying to explain it to a kid, first you got to define it, and then I think you have to start with not labels, but with equality is where it starts, right? We have to be equal. Any other way of looking at it, to me, any other way of looking at it is dumb, because there's things women can do way better than men, and there's things men can do way better than women. So equality itself becomes a tricky kind of what does that mean exactly? Like, people aren't equal. There's different skill sets, different intelligences, different ambition.
Yeah, definitely.
But women should have the same rights and opportunities and treatment as men.
There's no
no
question they
question,
should.
no question. And anybody who would disagree with that, I don't understand. Like,
No, yeah.
that's Afghanistan. Like, I don't understand why you would go there when you realize that women don't have equal treatment, equal opportunities, equal
Yeah.
rights. Like,
think-
that's definitely a problem.
I think a lot of women, especially now, my generation, think that feminism is saying that women are superior in all ways.
Really? See, I
Yeah.
didn't know that was
Yes.
something that people were thinking.
Yeah, but they're confusing it with a completely different thing. Obviously, if to say that women are physically stronger than all men, or to say, like, that's not feminism. That's not,
No.
you're not a feminist.
No, I don't think
Feminism
yeah,
is
definitely not.
literally the definition of feminism is women having equal rights as anyone else in the world. That's feminism. Like,
I think
to
that's
say that
what
it's
it
anything
should be.
else is,
I didn't realize there was any kind of a movement towards women espousing that they were better than men. Like, that's just as dumb as the other way around.
yes, it is.
Like, it's
It
just, they're
is.
both just as stupid.
Yeah.
It's no different than racism or any kind of bigotry or anything where you're basing your assessment of value on somebody based on gender or skin color, religion. Like, that's just dumb. To me,
Completely.
it's just dumb.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So what else you could tell a kid? Like, a lot of it's we talk about this endlessly, right? Is modeling, like how you behave,
Yeah.
is a huge part of how a kid will
I
behave.
think that if you are a kid, any age, and you are interested in this topic, that you should search up what feminism is. Build your own idea of what it is.
And search deeply, like find 20, 30 different sources, and
Yeah,
whatever
definitely.
where things agree is probably where the real
Exactly.
truth lies.
And your truth, your idea of feminism might not be the same as someone else's, but there's always the general idea of what it is. Always.
Definitely, like what popped into my head is athletics, say. You could have two women running down a track in a 100-meter race. One of
Yes.
them could have huge long nails, makeup done, everything is done to the nines to compete like that.
Yep.
And the other one, she doesn't want any of that. She's got her hair pulled back in a ponytail or chopped right off, no fingernails. It's not because she's not a woman or because in other circumstances she doesn't dress up or whatever. It's because they have a different approach to
Exactly.
how they present themselves to the world.
Yeah.
But they're both doing the same thing. You could have a business. You could have two women walk in. Most business women tend to wear suits. Well, that's part of the patriarchy, I think, because they feel like they won't get taken seriously if they don't wear pants and a jacket. That needs to change too. But there are women who will walk in dressed femininely and
Yeah.
into a male-dominated world and hold their own.
Exactly.
So the point is that they can walk into that male-dominated world without being stopped at the door.
Exactly.
That's what feminism is to me. It's how you present
both
yourself
women.
once you get through the door. Well, that's a personal
Yeah.
matter for personal.
I think of it in a way that you have a man and a woman walking into a conference room, and they're both going to present the same thing. The woman could easily have a better presentation, and the man could easily have a bigger
Yeah,
presentation.
it's completely-
Or they can be presenting it together, and it's even better than if they presented it alone.
Yeah.
That's feminism to me, is that there's no such thing as one of them being greater
No,
or one of them
that's
being
ridiculous.
superior.
Yeah.
They're both human. They both are on this earth from a miracle,
Yeah.
and no one should be trying to take that away from either of them.
No, definitely not. Like
Man or woman.
That's for me. That's what growing up, I always felt like feminism was the idea that the woman could get through the door.
Yeah.
That was the problem. The problem 100 years ago was that she couldn't get through the door. So to me, the feminist movement was to get the woman through the door. That's how I always looked at it. That was the thing that was lacking. If you're a person who thinks that inherently men are better than women, you're an idiot. If you think that women are better than men, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
But there was a real problem with women couldn't get through the door. It wasn't to
Exactly.
do with anything else. It was just to do with the door was shut to them, the glass ceiling, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And so the feminist movement to me was to help change that. And I think that has changed. Has it got a long way to go? Probably, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's a long way from where it was 100 years ago. And so
Exactly.
now we have women in real positions of authority, leaders of countries, leaders of businesses. You know, they're taken seriously now because it's quite obvious that the women are not lacking
Yeah,
when it comes to
exactly.
any of these things, nor are they inherently better. But that was
Yeah.
the thing for me with feminism. And then, unfortunately, somehow it morphed, even as I was growing up with it, it morphed from just this idea that, okay, this is ridiculous that women are being stopped from these things. We need to fix this. This is ridiculous that women aren't getting paid the same amount for the same job. We need to fix this. And we've come some ways towards that, but not all the way for sure. But somehow along the way, it also turned into this thing about like, well, being a feminist is like really making sure everybody understands how you're a woman.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, man, because if you lean too hard into these sort of side treks, these side quests
Yeah.
about what feminism is, and it's like, well, now you're taking away from the real power of it, which
Yeah,
is
exactly.
that women should be treated the same. So as soon as you start wanting women to be treated different because they're women, well, okay, well, now you're back where we were before.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's not helpful. I don't see where that's helpful.
No, me neither. Yeah, me neither.
And I think including boys is huge in this too. Like when you're talking to a kid about feminism and what it is and what it means, I think that boys should be explicitly included in it, you know, that it's not
sure they
just
should
about
be.
girls. This is about boys too. It's about how you see women and how
Yeah.
you see girls and how you treat them. And if you hear somebody in your life telling you, oh, well, girls shouldn't do that or girls can't do that, you need to push back, man. You need to be like, what are you talking about?
Which is why I think it's bad to assign colors to children. Something so like so small like that
Yeah.
that's why almost every little girl on earth had an I hate pink phase. Because of that reason, because pink was forced onto them. Even if it wasn't by their parents, it was forced onto them in school,
for sure.
in clothing stores.
The toy store.
Toy stores,
Oh.
yeah, always. They have, like, I remember going into Target at 6 years old and, like, being able to pick out 2 toys, and there'd be an aisle for guys and girls, and the guys' aisle would have, like, Legos and toy cars and drones and
Yeah.
remote controls, and then the girls' section would be, like, American Girl dolls,
Yeah, for sure. And very pink.
Barbies, very pink.
The boys' aisle would be much more colorful.
It would be like darker and like green and blue and
Yeah,
purple and
yeah,
orange, and then the
reds.
girls section was pink and purple
Yeah.
only. Like it's just that's why every little girl has an I hate pink phase. That's feminism. That even at a young age, a girl deciding
yeah.
I hate pink. I'm not gonna wear pink
Yeah.
anymore. I'm not gonna go outside wearing anything pink. I'm gonna tell everybody my favorite color is blue. That is feminism. Even at
for
8
sure.
years old.
You're right. That's true.
That is feminism.
That is feminism. That's taking a stand. That's saying, well, why can't I be over there in the colorful aisle too?
Exactly.
Yeah, why isn't my aisle colorful?
Saying
Yeah.
I'm gonna get rid of all
That's a
my
really good
dolls.
point, Irish.
I'm gonna change my bed sheets. I'm gonna cut my hair.
Yeah.
That's feminism.
Well, and
all
you
of that.
Think about it when you're a little kid before you get into school and it starts introducing nonsense. When you're just out playing amongst the kids out in the street and running around the neighborhood, there's not very much of like, well, you're a boy and I'm a girl.
No.
And when it does come up, it almost inevitably comes up as the kids parroting something they heard from at home, usually, or from somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, my dad says, well, my mom says. But the kids themselves, you guys were out in the street, you're not like, well,
We couldn't have
you're
cared
better
less.
than me, I'm better than you.
Yeah.
Especially given that from a maturity point of view, physical and mental maturity point of view, little girls are usually
Yeah.
ahead of little boys.
Yeah.
So they're dominating them anyhow. So you're saying every girl is a feminist,
Yeah.
right? From
I do.
it's
Yeah.
just
That is what I'm
inbanked.
saying.
I think that's true.
Just like I think that every man at one point or other has struggled with seeing feminism from the point of view of a woman. I mean, like,
I mean, yeah, but I would argue, Irish, it's the same thing, that's learned. I would argue that every little boy is a feminist. I would argue that every little boy has no consideration otherwise. He does not look at a girl and think I'm better than her unless somebody's told him that he is.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I
mean, I remember being little like that. It never occurred. I had 3 sisters. It never occurred to me that somehow I was better than my little sisters.
Yeah.
Because I was a guy. I might have, in my ego or as a big brother, have thought I was better than them because I was older or bigger.
Or because you were their sibling.
Yeah, but it never was because, I'm better because I'm a guy. Like, that never, ever, ever would have occurred to me. And then when society tried to push that on me, by that point, it was like, buddy, I have 3 sisters, man. I'm telling you right now, all of them could crush you in just about every single... any kind of a category you wanted to name, other than physicality, and some of you they could take down physically too. So for me, it was never an issue. Like when you have 3 sisters, you're a feminist, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Like you just are.
Yeah, and I think that misandrophy.
And I think most kids are.
Misandrophy is just as bad as misogyny.
I think it's misandry.
Misandry?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever it is.
Yeah, you people can look it up.
Yeah. The opposite of misogyny is just as bad as...
Oh, 100%.
It's just as bad. I just want to put that out there.
100%.
Yeah.
All right. And I agree. I think that's a good place to end on. It's just as bad for sure.
Okay. Now we have a question.
Some internet insanity?
Yeah. That I think the parent of like a 4-year-old said that their child typed this in. Kind of sad, honestly. How do you use a book?
How do you use a book?
How do you use a book? Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
you just know this kid is Gen Alpha. This kid grew up watching YouTube shorts. This kid's favorite thing to say is 6'7".
Yeah. Man, that reflects very, very poorly on the parentals, boy.
Yeah, which is what all the comments were saying.
Wow,
they were like, "Come on,
heinous,
dude.
Man.
This is really not your child's fault."
You never read the kid one book. You never busted out a Dr. Seuss. There was never something
I have known what a book was.
The back of a cereal box. Nothing.
Like I've known what a book was since I could comprehend what things were. You and Mom were reading us books since like we were born.
Oh no, you were being read to in the cradle, man.
Yeah, like that is not the child's fault.
But how many houses do you walk into where there's no books?
Oh, an unfortunate amount.
That's quite shocking, man.
Yeah, like me personally, my kids will be growing up around books their entire life. Growing up, like you're told by your teachers and your parents all the time, like read a book, summer reading. But the kid is obviously not going to want to do that unless they grew up around it, unless they've always known that reading's okay, like reading's cool, reading's fun. So that's my issue with it. Like it's just
today with the tools. I think a lot of people feel like they do read because they're online and they're reading their 15-second this and 10-second that, and they're getting their little blips and drips and drabs.
Yeah, they read the caption of a short-form content video.
So they LOL'd their way through the day, so they feel like they're reading. To me, there's nothing wrong. Like I get lots of information online.
Me too.
That's the best thing about the interweb is that it has all this information, but. You got to be able to read, man. And the only way you can truly learn to read is a book, because with a book you sit and you have to take time to parse it all. You have to analyze it. You have to consider it. You have to turn it over. It has to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Like it's all of the things that structure reading. And even when you get into LOL and BYB, it has no value if you don't understand what communication and reading is, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, the sad part is that a lot of households that you go into, like the kids are learning from things like Cocomelon and YouTubers, and like it's not okay because your kid's not exactly.
Yeah.
Like you just do. It's worked for hundreds of years. Like
And it can be augmented, man. I grew up with Sesame Street. Sesame Street's amazing.
I grew
Brought
up
to you
with
by the
Mr.
letter
Bean.
A. You know.
Like I grew up with Sesame Street too.
Oh, sure, for
And
sure. The kids, I think, still engage
are,
with
yeah.
Sesame Street. Sesame Street's awesome to teach little kids about numbers and letters and everything. It's freaking
in
brilliant.
a fun way.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
I have no, like, and the interweb could be augment your reading too.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
you need
but
books,
not
man.
at 4 years old.
No, the kid needs to be looking at the pictures and making the connections. Oh, turtle.
Yeah,
Oh, how do you
exactly.
spell T-U? How do you sound
Yeah.
that out? Like the kid, that's how you learn without realizing you're learning.
Exactly.
The question, how do you use a book?
Yeah, like,
Well,
dude.
You open it.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, man. There you go. That's the manual. All right, Ms. Kajang, I love you
All
very
right,
much.
I love you too.
Episode the 92nd.
Yep.
Next time.
Next time.